What's this one mean to you?
It means a ton. It means more that just the guys just showed up the way they did. Honestly, it means a lot beating Seattle for me, but it's just the way the guys showed up and kept battling throughout the game. This was a tough game. Those guys played their hearts out. We're out there with an incredibly young team. I would guess we're putting out the youngest guys in the league at this point. I mean, we got 3 rookies in the secondary. We got, basically 3 rookie receivers. Kittle's in his second year, a rookie running back, second-year quarterback, and just young guys, but they stepped up to the moment. They stepped up to the moment. Nick Mullins has stepped up to the moment week in and week out, and he's shown he can play in this league. I hope we can keep him, because, teams need a quarterback. This guy's not just playing like, conservative football, get the ball in the right places. He's making the right decisions. He's, making good throws under pressure. I'd say he's playing like a top half quarterback in this league. You got guys that are playing that are out there right now that are not playing better football than Nick Mullins, and he could be a starter for a lot of teams in this football league, and we appreciate that we have him, and he's playing his tail off for us.
Richard, you might be dropping his trade value up like this. You know that?
What? What? I don't know anything. I'm just giving my teammates, credit they deserve. Trade value? Oh, man, Nick Mullins he's a starter.
How much did the game in Seattle weigh on you personally and the rest of the team throughout the week and going into the day?
Well, it was frustrating. It was frustrating. I think the moment and the environment maybe was a little bit much for young guys. We're a young team right now. You get Jimmy back, you get Jet back, you get the guys that we lost back. Then I don't know if the environment would be as much of a factor. But for young guys, Marcel Harris, it was his first start. You got guys out there who haven't played as much football as I have. So, and they never played in that environment. That energy, the noise. So I think it might have got to him a little bit. But this time, guys were ready. Guys were prepared. It wasn't Marcel's first game anymore. He played his tail off. Tavarius Moore came out there, was ready for his moment. I think sometimes you run into situations where a young guy gets thrown out there. He hasn't played substantially throughout any part of the season. And for Spoon to get hurt and him to go out there, and he's only practiced left corner and go at a right corner and be ready for his moment and step up and make those plays for us. I can't say enough about the job he did. I can't say enough about the job that Seligtan did. Nick Mullins, the offensive line, the defensive line, stuffing their run game. Guys came play.
Is this the most impactful game you've seen DeForest Buckner play?
No. Default. Every game is impactful. I think it might have been the most statistically impactful game in terms of everybody, the naked eye, being able to see him affecting games. But I think he and also Eric Armstead have terrorized teams throughout the season. And sometimes it's not showing up on the stat sheet. Sometimes you get a double team. He gets the quarterback to fluster. It's an incomplete pass that nobody even notices these plays where he kind of blew up a play that was really an effective play, or it's a TFL, or it's a 2-yard gain. And Eric Armstead never gets enough credit for the amount of pressure that he puts on people. He's probably caused, probably 8-9 sacks just from his pressure. Guys trying to get away from him. He beats his guy. Guys are scrambling out and running into other guys. So we appreciate him. 10 sacks for DeForest Buckner, man. As a D tackle, I would guess that's, up there in the league behind Donald, who's a monster. But it says a ton about him. It says a ton about him. Russell's not an easy guy to sack. He's not an easy guy to get your hands on. And Defoe has had 3 sacks in the 2 games that we've played him. He deserves to be in the Pro Bowl this year. I hope we get a chance to get him over the water.
Earlier this season,
you had such an impact on the reason this rivalry has been so lopsided. Do you think there's any chance the Seahawks were kind of, especially after what happened 2 weeks ago, overlooking you?
I highly doubt it. Because just like I'm pretty inflammatory on the other side, I'm pretty inflammatory on both sides. My truth isn't always everybody's truth. So sometimes my comments are used as I highly doubt Pete is overlooking the game that I'm playing in, and Russell as well. Those guys played hard. They played their game. They brought it. It wasn't like they just played a lackadaisical game and just gave away things. They played hard. They battled. Our guys just executed down the stretch. We played our tails off. We strained.
Earlier this season, it felt like every week you were lamenting, we just got to do our job. We just got to do our job. And now it feels like the last 2 weeks, defense is really, it hasn't been perfect, but you've made the offense earn it. Limiting explosives, all that. Do you feel like that's progress?
That's what this scheme is built on. It's built on guys up front putting pressure on the quarterback and guys in the back end limiting explosives. The plays come because guys get bored. Guys are tired of taking a 5-yard check down or a 2-yard gain or a 3-yard gain here, and they just force the ball deep down the field. If you have to force passes on this defense, if you don't force passes on this defense, it's going to be a really long game. It's going to be really hard to make a play. I mean, they converted on a 4th down stop, a 3rd down, crazy throw, great throws and catches by those guys, great effort by Chris Carson, but it wasn't like their points came easy, and that's what this defense is built on. And you got to understand that we're doing this with guys who have really, played probably less than 100 snaps in their careers, especially in the back end. And they're playing their butts off. And you got to understand that they're growing with each game. They're growing with each opportunity they get, and that's what's cool to see. That's what's cool to see. Cool to see us get into an overtime game against a good team, and guys continue to show up, play discipline, execute, and us to win. Finishing can be learned, and I think guys learn how to finish.
You touched on it briefly.
Sorry.
You touched on it briefly earlier in this, but can you talk about Tyrese Moore coming in for the injured Ahkello Witherspoon?
Yeah, I think T. Moore. I hope he gets a lot of credit for what he did today. He went out there today and stepped up to the moment in a big way. I think he gave up 1 catch and he forced the incompletion on 3rd down, tackled well, shot his gun. Those things, a lot of times you get out there, you play hesitant. You're scared to mess up, scared to make a mistake. He didn't play like that. He went out there and played exactly how he practiced, and we're proud of him. I'm incredibly proud of him. I'm incredibly proud of DJ Reed and the way he played. They're sending a lineman at him to block him on the edge, and he's straining with every part of his body to make sure that he gets the man back inside. DJ Jones, Eric Armstead, Solly. Solly gets a lot of criticism, and I don't think it's necessarily warranted for what his production. And today he was a menace. He was a monster. He stopped a ton of those plays, and I don't think he'll get enough credit for what he's able to do. You're not going to get 6-7 sacks on Russell Wilson. I've yet to see anybody grab him like that. But the way they affected him throughout the game was awesome.
Richard, being on the other side of it, going through that long streak that Seattle had over the 49ers, how aware did you try to make that offense of that dominance that you guys had?
Our offense?
Your defense against the Niners offense, just that winning streak.
Kyle made us painfully aware of the streak. We hadn't beat him since 2013. He made sure everybody knew. Salah made sure everybody remembered what happened in Seattle. He played what would appear to everybody else as a highlight tape for the other team. It's just every play they made, celebrating in the end zone, doing this, and guys, and you know what I mean? And it finally, I think it touched a part of guys that you need to touch sometimes. Sometimes you need to touch guys' pride. You need to have some pride. You're a grown man. They went out there and embarrassed you. How are you going to respond? And I think guys showed how they responded.
Did you bring a little extra in this game? Your hit on Chris Carson took him out of the game.
I try to bring a little extra every week, but today, I try to lay heavy when I get a chance. And today, earlier in the game, he scored that touchdown. He stayed up, he was fighting for extra yards, and I wasn't gonna have it. I locked in. I'm running full speed. I'm laying heavy every chance I get, and I hate you hate to see anybody get hurt. So I'm never playing to injure anybody. I'm never playing to knock anybody out of the game. I'm just playing the game how it's supposed to be played.
The last time the 49ers beat the Seahawks, you were obviously on the Seahawks, and I think that was the last time you guys lost that year before the
Candlestick.
Super Bowl.
Frank Gore, big run.
Yeah, exactly. So does that loss have any extra meaning or sting or memory for you, given the fact that was the last time that team lost?
I think we won the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So no.
But I'm happy to be a part of both streaks. Ending. Thank you.